Margaret Sinclair, Sister Mary Frances of the Five Wounds, graces received through her intercession. Spiritual favours received. Father X, for many years suffering from strong feelings of repugnance and dread of suffering, which hampered his work for souls, caused uncharitableness with his fellow priests, and retarded his spiritual progress. Since her death, through her intercession, he is free from both. He is enjoying evenness of temper, great peacefulness, and a longing for suffering with Christ. J. A. Edinburgh. My brother had not been to the sacraments for a long time. I told him of Margaret Sinclair, and he is a weekly communicant now. N. N. Edinburgh. I had tried to make this girl go to her devotions and duties for months and months. She always dodged me. I prayed to Margaret Sinclair, and I succeeded. I must tell Father R. about it, because there is a great deal to be done here among girls. Family troubles settled. A. B. Glasgow. She had not spoken to her mother and sisters for over 3 years, though sleeping in the same bed with one of them. She cooked her own food, etc. 3 Hail Marys and Margaret Sinclair, pray for me, brought a complete change in less than a week. Mrs. C. Glasgow. What's the matter, child? Said the priest, as he saw her tearful and the house somewhat in disorder, for Mrs. C. was a good housewife. Oh, Father, my husband has quarrelled with me and left me, and said he would not come back again. But he only said that. Ah, no, Father, he is a very determined man, and he did it once before, and stayed away for several months, and I had to go to my mother's home. I am sure he won't come back. So the priest tried to comfort and strengthen her by speaking of Margaret's endurance and cheerfulness under severe trials, and also to arouse confidence in her intercession. Mrs. C. promised to make a novena to the little Collantine nun. After a few minutes there was a knock at the door. "That's your husband," remarked the priest. "Ah, no, Father, it cannot be him." The priest turned round as she opened the door, and saw the tall figure of J.C. bending over his wife to kiss her. Returned, and in peace. Sickness cured. John Anthony, child of P.B. Swan Street, Glasgow, 10 months old, took ill on the 15th December, 1925. The father was alarmed, as he had lost a girl in March, as he thought from the same disease, meningitis. He sent for the priest the next day, who told him to send for the doctor and make a novena of 3 Hail Marys with the invocation, "Margaret Sinclair, pray for him." On the 24th, the husband actually went to the cemetery to arrange for fresh burial ground, but the priest insisted on the prayers of the novena being continued. We must still hope. The next day, Christmas Day, a marked improvement took place, and the child recovered completely. Now, what made you think that the child had meningitis? Inquired the priest. Ah, Father, it was just like Mary Therese, the child I lost in March. What was it like? He was stiff in the neck, and he was working with his hands, carphology, and sharp screeching. His legs were sore, and the head was thrown back, opus thortonus, and he couldn't bend his head forward. His back was sore, and the neck was swollen. His eyes kept moving, nystagmus, and they were glazed. Aye, there was a distinct change on Christmas Day. If you had been here in March, we would not have lost the other girl. Dr. D, a Catholic, admits it was meningitis. Thomas, child of D. M.L., Glasgow, 12 months old, got so very ill that the parents sent for the priest on Boxing Day. The room was crowded, and the child was in a violent seizure. Head thrown back, back arched, eyes fixed and staring, face flushed, right leg and right arm contracted, left arm and left leg stiff and straight. The mother was weeping and others sobbing. The doctor said that it was tubercular meningitis. The priest told all the visitors to leave the sick room. He made the rest kneel down, explained the virtues of Margaret Sinclair, and made them start a novena, placing the relic on the head of the sick child while they recited the prayers together. Of course, he told them to observe scrupulously the orders left by the doctor. Next day, the child had recovered sufficiently to stay up in its mother's arms, and though looking frightened and emaciated, still he smiled as the priest caressed him. The doctor insisted on the child being thoroughly overhauled by a specialist within that week, but the specialist could find no signs of serious organic disease. When asked about the convulsions, etc., he simply remarked that even worms cause convulsions in children. Neither were any worms ever found, nor had the specialist actually seen the child under convulsions. Several cases of pneumonia were recommended to Margaret Sinclair, of which 2 complicated pregnancy and 1 diagnosed as a double pneumonia. None of the cases entrusted to her failed to recover. Prolonged diseases with long and painful agonies, one of over 2 months' duration, were relieved immediately, and peaceful death ensued within 1 to 3 days. Graces through intercession. Work was found for quite a number who had been unemployed for months and years. The Superior, Sisters of Charity, Worley, writes, "Since Sister Mary Frances went to heaven, she has done many a good turn to Worley. N.N. Glasgow made a novena to Margaret Sinclair on behalf of his wife, who had been addicted to drink for many years. She now refuses to touch drink any more." Marsur at Worley writes, "Many a good turn to Worley. The home has been recognized, quite unexpectedly, as an authorized sanatorium by the Ministry of Health. Grave administrative and other difficulties removed, etc. M.F. Sister of Mercy, Glasgow. I was in great difficulty over 2 bills which were due. I prayed to Margaret Sinclair, and the next day I received 2 donations from unexpected quarters, which covered the sums due. All to the greater glory of God."